Hello, thank you very much for stopping again. Okay, today we're going to talk about current issues, um, mainly the conflict in Ukraine and the state of politics here in Britain. Okay, I'm not really sure where to start. Hmm. I think I will start with the departure or the resignation of the Prime Minister, Liz Truss. Um, Anyone that followed the campaign for the Conservative Party leadership election, and if the, anyone that knows state a bit about politics and economics should have figured out that Liz Truss's economic plan will end in disaster. Um, in her desperation to get re-elected, she was promised she was promising everything, giving everything away. Tax cuts, free bees, free that, free gas, free electricity. In fact, she even said she doesn't mind if she has to um, press the button, I think the nuclear button, and destroy Russia. She doesn't mind. She will do it. She was asked again by the presenter, and she said the same thing again. Many people wonder what was she on about. But you can just see she was just praying to the electorate. She is not a pragmatic. She wants to be a populist leader. She wants to do what she thinks will get her elected, but she doesn't know there are reasons why the others haven't done this. And secondly, when it comes to politics and economics, you might want to do something, but know, do you know how the market will react, or do you even have any idea about economics? Um, Subsidizing energy is more or less another way of giving money away, because you basically actually they give money to people anyway. People that were eligible, many people got some fund £300 or I don't know, because I'm not really interested in that. At the same time, you are trying to curb inflation. And what is inflation? It means there's too much money in circulation. That's the most basic or elementary way of explaining inflation. When you have too much money and you have less supply, so you have people with thousands of pounds or naira or whatever currency or euros, and then you have people fighting for a limited resource with so much money. So obviously people will pay more. And then hmm, I think at the time Rishi Sunak had a better economic outlook. Okay, she won. Well, I suppose most MPs knew that she was useless or she would not be good enough. She hasn't even got the charisma to win the election anyway. Nothing compared to the others, in my opinion. If there should be a general election, she will have lost. It doesn't matter, irrespective of her economic policies, which she doesn't seem to understand. And she's a very poor presenter. Quite often, she just keep on repeating herself. She doesn't know how to. Sometimes I think some of her answers are a little bit less than intelligent questions. I'm not saying she's stupid, don't get me wrong, but you know, um, well, she's resigned, and oh, according to what they're saying, I don't know, it's a very fast-moving situation. There should be another prime minister by next week. Hmm. Next week Friday, just about a week. Hmm. We've had four chancellors in a space of in less than a year, really, in Britain. Oh, what a mess! What a mess! What a mess! Anyone with mortgage will already be feeling the effect of the inflation because the interest rates are skyrocketed and is predicted to go even higher. Okay, now I'm gonna talk a bit about Iran and well, Ukraine conflict or war. Um, I think it's about time we have a multipolar world. I don't support any war. Sometimes, okay, there might be reasons why I might be sympathetic, but I don't really like war. Um, Many countries have been supplying weapons to Ukraine. There were no sanctions against them, just as it was before. In Africa, in many parts of Africa, people supply weapons, nothing happens for any conflict. Well, they just want to make money. The arms dealers, they outsell their weapons on the manufacturers, industrial military complexes. At the same time, I suppose there were some people saying that Iranian technology is rubbish, and I'm not sure actually how they managed to do it. If this is true, because Russia seems to have denied the fact that they are purchasing any drone from Iran, and Iran seems to have denied the fact that they've sold any weapons to Russia. But my point is this: the United States Department of States, the U.S. State Department stated that by supporting, by supplying, not sorry, by supplying or selling weapons to Russia, Iran has become a party in the conflict, and as such, the country will be sanctioned. And today, I believe the EU has already sanctioned, placed some sanction on Iran anyway. I can't exactly be specific, but I read that there's already sanction on Iran. Does that mean United States, Britain, well, let's say NATO and others are party to this conflict? Because so far we've consistently been told by Stoltenberg, the NATO Secretary General, that they are a military alliance and they are not party to the conflict or war. They're just offering Ukraine support to defend itself, which is a bit kind of hmm, rich, really. Because I'm not sure people in Donbass that voted, because no one can deny the fact that some people voted to be part of Russia. Anyone that is saying or denying that, they are just not being honest. They are being, well, or they just want to face the reality. The bottom line is Ukrainians, the weapons being supplied to Ukraine are used to kill Ukrainians. In fact, more Ukrainians has been killed in this conflict than Russians. Or now you could call them Russians if you accept the fact that those areas are not part of Russia. But before, well, let's say before as at of the end of August, more Ukrainian civilians has been killed by Ukrainian military using Western supply weapons. At the same time, we are getting very, very close to a very dangerous situation right now. This week, where the NATO alliance are actually conducting a nuclear drill. I'm not sure why they're conducting the drill. If they not, if they don't believe that there might be some sort of nuclear escalation or nuclear war. Russia is also doing its own nuclear drill, and certain part of I'm not sure, it's not the Black Sea. Anyway, I forgot which part of the ocean is whereby they're doing their drill, and it's been marked off well, nobody should come to that area while they're doing the drill unless or no aircraft at the same time because it could be shot down. Hmm. There's been a lot of reports also on the mainstream media that these drones that were supposedly supplied by Iran are being used to destroy civilian infrastructures. Hmm. But what I will ask the audience or anyone listening or watching this video is, what is civilian infrastructures? Bridges, it is civilian, at the same time military. Hmm. Hmm. Train line, it is civilians at the same time military. Electricity grid, it is civilian at the same time military. Many infrastructure have dual purposes. A telephone, a mobile phone, could be for civilian use at the same time in military use. So if I was fighting you, if there's a conflict, I mean, Ukraine could do the same thing. I come, it's a war. They're fighting. They got to defend themselves. If they are convinced that the Russians are, pardon me, are based in a certain area, which we all know when it comes to war, most military people do, they blow the place up. Of course, sometimes it might be flawed intelligence, but flawed intelligence is not limited to just one country. We are the same. Well, the second Gulf War, George Bush Jr. He went to war with Iraq, or Iraq was attacked by NATO based on what we all now know is a false intelligence, made up intelligence. Because some people want war. And millions of people died, by the way. Or hundreds of thousands died. Again, I'm not saying I got no real, well, I don't think it was right. It was justified. Because, you couldn't say because you want to kill one person and kill 100,000 people or 200,000 people or some, I don't know, whatever number of people that were killed or destroyed. And then we had Afghanistan, where Bin Laden was gotten rid of, and then the Western countries wanted to impose democracy. Oh, that's what they said, and that's what we're told in Afghanistan. I now remember because I knew someone that went on top of Afghanistan. I know quite a few people in the military anyway. So this person told me when he came back that he believed he went there to have, well, it's a job and I have to do my job. But I do not believe that we can change these people. They are too different from us. when Last year when when NATO forces pulled out, I just laughed. I said, wow, XY told me this, that they are not going to survive, they're not going to they will not succeed in what they're trying to impose because these people are too different from the West. After spending trillions of dollars, 20 years later, the same people that was kicked out came back into power with more weapons left behind by the NATO forces. Wow, 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 wow. Also, there's been a lot of pressure on Saudi Arabia in terms of due to the OPEC plus decision to cut the oil supply into the world market by 2 million barrels per day. Well, a lot have been said recently, but many people will argue that Saudi Arabia was protecting or is protecting our interest, and the price of oil has not gone up skyrocketing, has not gone up too high. It is within the boundary or at the level that everybody expected as of today, the 20th of October. The US Congress is the Democrat wanted to pass a bill, or they're trying to put some pressure on Saudi Arabia, some kind of punishment. And I think they already worried about losing the majority in the Congress, in the House of Congress, or in both houses. And as such, they are trying to pass some bills that will guarantee funding for Ukraine for for next year, which is a little bit premature, really. But having said that, it means they are worried that they will lose, and secondly, there must be some concern that not everyone or not many people might there must be some concern that there's a lot of opposition to the continue funding of this war in Ukraine, or propping up of the Zelensky government in Ukraine. But we see, because I suppose if the Republican won the majority and they're really against it, they could reverse it if they want to. They could decide to change their mind, or they could make it difficult for the government to use money. They could refuse to release and allow the funding to be released to Ukraine. We don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, thank you very much for stopping by again. Don't forget, please like this channel, subscribe. If you have any comments, please let me know. And if you also like it, share the content with your friends.